Ladies and gentlemen, joining me on the line from Marshalltown, stuck in his home right now. Garrett Goodman is on the line. He is the owner of the Flying Elbow, the best burger joint. Well, burger, not joint. You got the best burger in Iowa, long story short, right?
That's true, yep.
I almost gave you credit for something you didn't. No, I'm kidding with you. No, Garrett, thanks so much for joining us. You guys won the best burger in Iowa. What was that, a couple months ago? Or it hasn't been that long, has it?
Yeah, it was the first day, it was the first Monday of May, so I think it was May 2nd. Yeah, I mean, it's been kind of just a roller coaster journey here. We added burgers to our menu the last week of January, and that week alone, we kind of saw the same amount of sales as we saw the rest of January, so we're like, hey, we might have something here. Then, after a few weeks, we started hearing our customers talk about this Best Burger in Iowa competition thing that the Iowa Beef Council puts on every year, and they're like, oh, well, we're voting for you and we're polling for you. And so it went from that to basically like, hey, you guys are in the top 10. And then May 2nd, we found out we were the winner of the competition. So it's pretty awesome. Super thankful, super appreciative. The Iowa Beef Council and all of our elbow maniacs, as we like to affectionately call them, going out and voting for us. And it's just been a wild ride, man. It's awesome.
All right, we'll get to the real what's going on here, why we have you on. But tell us a little bit about Flying Elbow. How long has it been around? And it has is it just pro wrestling theme, or is it like specifically 80s wrestling themed?
Specifically 80s, 90s,
okay.
But I mean, it's kind of one of those things where like, I mean, it's all the fans, even the current fans, whether it's WWE or AEW, they're kind of like, they have a home here where it's like, I mean, we kind of consider ourselves an alternative sports bar, and the theme is obviously a big part of it, but the food's why we're doing this here, it's why I'm doing it. But it's all fun, and whether you're a fan or not, I think it's just kind of something different. I've seen a lot of people really dig into it and just enjoy it. Whether it's 75-year-old ladies sitting around watching matches, and they love it. They're we've had some groups, and they're just like, they don't leave till the match is over because they want to see how it ends.
Oh, that's awesome. The Flying Elbow is located in Marshalltown, Iowa. Garrett Goodman on the line. He is the owner, operator, and ringleader, I guess, of the whole operation.
I'm sure, pal. I think you can call it that.
Okay, for those of you who are just tuned into this, at the very beginning, Garrett went into the whole, like, let me tell you something, brother thing, and it was great. It was wonderful. I can tell you're a big fan of this stuff, right?
Oh man, I grew up watching it. I have older stepbrothers too, so it's kind of like I'm 36, so I caught most of the '90s stuff.
Nice.
I became a fan kind of early '90s, and my stepbrothers kind of introduced me to the world of the Hulk Hogan's and Macho Man's and Dusty Rhodes and Ric Flair and all the cool Andre the Giant, all the old school guys. Just love it. Growing up with it. Any bedroom or trampoline was a wrestling ring. I mean, just my poor little brother, man. He took about every single wrestling move that I could get on him.
I can tell you this much: when I was growing up, like me and my brother, we were into it, so we wrestled a lot. But then the Monday Night Wars happened, so we started having the parties every Monday night, and I was.
Wasn't that incredible?
Yeah, junior, senior in high school, and we had a trampoline, so it was Raw or Nitro, and then we would go out and beat the blank out of each other on the trampoline.
Oh yeah,
it just
for sure.
Months at a time.
And I'm thinking even back to when I was even younger than what I'm talking. My Uncle Mike, man, he was a big wrestling fan in the 70s and 80s. So it's like, and they were living down at Lake Ponderosa. So anytime we were in the lake, it was like bionic elbow and stuff like that, getting thrown around.
That's awesome.
Really fun. Really fun.
What's the stupidest thing you ever got hit with before we get to this burger talk?
Oh my gosh. I don't even, it's hard to say. I mean, when we moved to Florida, I was a freshman in high school, and me and my brother were like, I don't know why our our first ambition when we moved was, hey, let's build a wrestling ring in the backyard. And so, there were trailers that were like old carnival trailers there. So there were canopies and tents and canvases. And so, yeah, we got involved in some pretty silly stuff there. But I think the time that sticks out the most in my head is, I don't know, we did a body slam or something, and we're both laying on this canvas that was our homemade ring, and that we looked to our right, and right between us is a scorpion. We both just started screaming and just ran. It was fun stuff.
Mine was a phone book, but I'll tell you the story later. Hurts, I'll put it that way. Anyways, Garrett Goodman is on the line with me right now. Going back to the whole burger stuff. Okay, so the Flying Elbow wins Best Burger in Iowa for 2021, 2022. How did they year it? 2022?
2022.
Okay.
Yep. And so, like I said, it was basically our customers and fans who got us voted in. And then basically over the month of April, they sent out secret judges and taste testers and that's where it was like, oh, we kind of have a level playing field here. We're in Marshalltown, so we don't have as many votes as like a Des Moines restaurant or something like that. But yeah, when I found out about the secret judges, I'm like, man, we might have a chance at this. Like, it's just people coming out and tasting our food, which I've always believed in. And sure enough, yeah, we found out May 2nd. We pulled it in with the old blend of the chuck brisket, short rib, and Wagyu, never frozen beef, certified Angus. It's really good stuff. So
fast forward a month. Now you're in a competition, Iowa Beef Council, and is it the New York Beef Council that's doing this?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, so it's your burger versus a burger from New York. How did this start? How did you guys get into this? Like, what's Iowa's beef with New York?
Well, let me tell you what, B-sox, the big city burger man coming to town trying to tell us, hey, we've got the best burger. No, it's a fun competition that they started. I think last year was the first year. Which Iowa took the throne, hoping we can do that again this year. It's pretty much just all in good fun, it's giving some recognition to, cross country for us, so I'm super pumped about that.
Well, your next thing is Guy from Food Network's going to show up.
Old Guy Fieri.
I always mix up his name and say Guy Fieri instead of Fieri.
It's pretty common. I've seen about every single diners, drive-ins, and dives, so I'm definitely aware of Guy's presence, and maybe someday we'll see the old Camaro roll up to 13th Street in Marshalltown and stop in. Who knows?
That's awesome. I'd love to see it. Garrett Goodman, the owner of the Flying Elbow, on the line with me right now. Okay, so you're taking on the New York Burger, which I had it in front of me a second ago, and I can't remember which computer it was on. But anyways, you can vote. We've got the link up at the website, and I believe it's on your guys' Facebook and your social medias and stuff. You've got until June 13th, I believe, right?
Yeah, it's 12:59 next Monday, so you have all day next Monday to vote. You can go to the Iowa Beef. It's just iab.org, and they've got everything right on the front page. And let's bring the belt home here.
Do you get a belt, or what do you get if you win this?
I don't.
I think the championship belt is an underused thing for trophies.
Absolutely. What kind of thing would this be if I didn't have a championship belt?
Okay, let me ask you this.
They always say that's a big wrestling thing. Don't call it a belt. A belt's what holds your pants up.
No, that's a Vince thing. Let's be honest here. That's a Vince thing.
Yeah, that's a Vince thing.
And as soon as Cody Rhodes came in, he was like, I want that championship belt. That was like, oh, well, it's Cody Rhodes. He can do whatever he wants.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
So
you're up on this.
I listened to a lot of Jim Cornette. I'll put it that way.
That's hilarious.
Garrett Goodman.
Man, he was one of the definite bad guy managers. For that, I always, you love to hate him.
I will put it this way. You know what I like about his show, and this is completely off the subject of what we're supposed to be talking about, but this is a pro wrestling talk at this point. What I like about it, it's not that he just calls out what's bad and talks about what sucks in wrestling, but he explains why. Why did this not work? Why did this of all things work? Why would you do this? Do it like this so you could do this down the road. And there's something about that side of anything, like even radio. I love talking about radio with this stuff, where it's like finding there's an analogy I use. It's everybody knows the wheel turns to the left, but not everybody understands why.
Exactly.
So
no, I'm the same way. I definitely love Something to Wrestle With, Bruce Pritchard. I mean, that's kind of just getting behind the scenes and getting behind these guys' minds. I mean, it's people from the outside may not realize just how much, I guess, thought process goes into why things are booked certain ways, and just the art of telling the story in pro wrestling, which is why a lot of us love pro wrestling. It's just these epic stories that are brought to life with with wrestlers and with wrestling and it's this whole thing that it's got sports involved. It's a fun thing to be a fan of, I think.
All right, Garrett, as we do wrap up today, story time for you. How did the Flying Elbow come to be?
The Flying Elbow came to be, I had spent 11 years in corporate IT, which was a great job here at Emerson, here in Marshalltown. Loved it. Did it. It was a great job through my 20s, but I just kind of got to a point where I was like, this isn't really. Don't wake up every day and I'm like, I can't wait to go in and fix some broken apps or, do this. I decided, and I've always had this interest in the restaurant business. My family's got some ties to it. My great grandfather was a restaurateur and my stepdad growing up was a chef. So I've had these ties to the industry that, I've always enjoyed cooking as well, whether it be for my family growing up or after I got out of high school. I was cooking for roommates, because most guys don't know how to cook, especially right out of high school, And then this whole foodie culture kind of blew up, and the Food Network and just the diners, drive-ins, and dives, and it's just everything kind of led me to, I was like, I had an opportunity where they were offering like voluntary severance packages at work, and I'm like, if I don't try this now, I think I was 30 at the time. If I don't try this now, I'm like, when am I going to try this? So, decided to start in a food truck and kind of had an idea what I wanted to do. And then the pro wrestling theme just kind of was icing on the cake. I mean, I was trying to think of different themes and kind of connect with things that I'm truly I didn't want to just be this theme that I'm like, oh, this would be fun. It was something like where like, if I'm going to make a new life for myself, like what all is going to be involved in it here? And I love cooking. I'm a huge, I guess we're called foodies, but I'm huge into the food scene and I love trying new things and keeping up with what's going on there. And, it just kind of was like a perfect storm for me where I could combine everything into one thing and just, the response has been great. And, it hasn't been the ideal start just between natural disasters and pandemics and life, but, no complaints. We're at where we're at now and I'm super thankful for it.
All right. If people are going to vote for you, we'll get all the links up and up at the website and such. Why should people vote for the Flying Elbow, other than it's just Iowa? Give me your best promo.
Well, here's the thing. I think that we're a classic underdog story here. Coming in, we just opened in September. Coming from hot dogs, we decided to add something new, do something different. Who doesn't love a good hamburger? It's probably the most popular food here in America. And, we're just trying to do it right. We're doing everything as well as we can, technique-wise, and using the best available products. And so I appreciate everyone taking the time and voting and coming in and checking us out. It's just, I'm just really thankful. It's a pretty cool life to get to live right now.
That sounds awesome. Garrett Goodman from the Flying Elbow on the line with me right now. Go vote for the Flying Elbow as they take on some place in New York, which we're not even going to name it because who cares at this point? Because
Big City Burger.
Is that? Yeah. It's like, whatever.
Big City Burger.
Whatever. Anyways.
Let's bring it home, Iowa.
You better do it some kind of championship video, like holding the belt up if you do pull this thing off.
Don't twist my arm. I mean, you can check out our social media. We've got probably 5 or 6 videos I've done over the years that are like wrestling promo style. So
that's awesome.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram. You can check out all of our content. We try to keep up and try to have fun with it.
I'll have all the links up on the site. Garrett, good luck to you, okay, man?
Thanks, man. Have a great day.